Hi everyone, welcome back to the Toffee Blues, your source for all things Everton. I'm Stephen and this is your match preview for Everton's game at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium this weekend. Firstly, thoughts going into this one. Of course, there's been quite a lot of negativity and rightly so. In terms of how we usually play against Tottenham, it's never really that good. It's not been a happy hunting ground for us, the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. So this one definitely doesn't fill me with a lot of hope. Going into this one, I'm just hoping that we can keep the score down a little bit. Of course, everyone was very disappointed on Saturday with the Brighton game, and I really the team selection. I'll talk about it in a little bit. The players that we have available just don't fill me with very much hope at all. But let's get into it anyway. So, of course, we did lose that game 3-0 at the weekend, and rightly so. I've seen people saying it wasn't a 3-0 game, but in my opinion, Brighton took every single chance that was thrown at them, and they maybe could have even had more. So for me, this one is all about trying to bounce back from that, trying to appear a little bit more solid defensively. Whether we can do that or not is a different question. Tottenham are just coming off a 1-1 draw away at the King Power Stadium with the return of Leicester City, of course, former Premier League winners, back in the Premier League, and Jamie Vardy getting that goal for Leicester City. In terms of how they played, I'll talk a bit more about individuals in their side as I go through their likely lineup. But for me, Tottenham were great in certain patches, and in other places just were wasteful in front of goal. That could be something that maybe we can try and exploit, but obviously they're back at home this weekend against us, so it will be a bit of a different test for them. In terms of likely Everton lineups, of course, this has been the talk of the town on Twitter all week. Obviously, Ashley Young suspended. And then today, as I'm recording this video on Thursday, it's come out that there's a problem with James Tarkowski, and he's going to be a maybe going into the game. So I've got my likely lineup here, and ready yourself for this one. It's Pickford, Holgate, Jake O'Brien I've got in to make his full Premier League debut, Michael Keane, Vitaly Mykolenko, Tim Igbunam, Idrissa Gana Gueye, Abdoulaye Doucouré. Not going to be a popular one with a lot of people, but this is what I think will happen, not what I want to happen. If it was up to me, I think I'd have Iliman and Ndiaye in there. Dwight McNeil, Jack Harrison and Dominic Calvert-Lewin. That's the team that I think could start for Everton at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium on Saturday. And yeah, I mean, if I think about it anymore, then I'm gonna go insane. So as soon as I turn the camera off for this video, I'm not thinking again about this team selection. Mason Holgate has had so many chances to be a Premier League footballer, and he hasn't been. And in terms of the worst players I've seen play for Everton, he's definitely up there. Offers nothing whenever he does play. He managed to go to Southampton and get him his loan cancelled halfway through, and end up at Sheffield United, who were even worse. So for me, him starting there, this game is. I hate to sound negative on the channel. I absolutely hate it, but for me, this game is just about keeping the score down and trying to maybe get a couple goals from set pieces, because I think that's where Tottenham can be a little bit vulnerable, and that's where we're at our best. So I've gone for O'Brien at centre back, of course, because I think he will. He has to play really if Tarkowski isn't fit. Showed some good signs in pre-season, and he'll be playing next to Michael Keane. Oh joy! Didn't have the worst of games that he's had for Everton on Saturday, but then again, when you're saying that, just covering up for it, he still didn't have a good game. And not again. Same with Holgate. We saw it in pre-season. Not good enough to play for Everton. Mykolenko, of course. I mean, there's no one else, is there really? There's been talk of Kieran Trippier on the channel. I've been talking Kieran Trippier in the news this morning. I'm sure there'll be a video on the channel relating to that. Tim Igbunam as well had a really good game against Brighton. So for me, he'll probably be the one that we'll be looking to hopefully to do something this Saturday. But I'll move on to Tottenham anyway. Vicario is starting in goal, and then at right back, it's a little bit of a contentious one. This is going to either be Pedro Porro or Jed Spence. Podro did go off injured. He scored against Leicester, scored a really good goal, but he did go off injured, but he was spotted in a training video by the Tottenham supporters. So, for that reason alone, he could be playing this weekend. Hopefully he's not, because I think he's a really good right back. But if not, they've got Jed Spence to come in, who is, I'm sure, will be capable enough. Christian Romero and Mickey van der Ven. In terms of best centre-back pairings in the Premier League this season, them two are definitely going to be vying for that title. Van der Ven, I think, is a fantastic player, as is Romero. Romero just coming off the back of that Copa America win as well. So, yeah. I think in terms of their defensive line, they should have showed a little bit more than they did against Leicester. But, yeah, I think Tottenham they've built a decent squad this season, and I think they'll be challenging again for the European places. Sarr and Basuma, of course, Basuma was banned for one game, but obviously with Rodrigo Bentancur not available, I think he'll come in. Heung-min Son, James Maddison and Brennan Johnson, with Dominic Solanke up front. Of course, the £65 million signing for Tottenham. I think he's going to be a key player. Got in the position a couple of times to score a few good goals against Leicester, but he couldn't quite finish them. So he'll be gunning for a goal for his new side against Everton. Of course, former Liverpool player, he often gets quite a bit of stick when he comes to Goodison. It'd be quite sweet for him if he can score this weekend. In terms of key players for us, I mentioned Tim Igbunam before, and I think it'll be the same again. In terms of the signings from the summer, he's definitely the best one that we've seen play so far for the Blues. Apart from that, again, guys, just try and keep the score down, please. I've been wondering whether or not to do a score prediction, and I don't think I'm going to do one for this video purely because my score prediction isn't going to be very favourable for Everton. I can't see us getting anything from this one, unfortunately. But yeah, let me know what you think in the comments section down below. Make sure you like and subscribe to the Toffee Blues. Let me know what you're going to think, what you're thinking about this weekend. Are you positive? Are you negative? To be honest, I think just this whole month of August is going to be a bit of a write-off at this point, but let's hope not. Everton can surprise us, and let's hope they surprise us again on Saturday. So, yeah, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.